Good morning, welcome back. We are here back in the office bright and early to talk to you about something. And I wasn't sure what I wanted to chat on today, but I've gotten some feedback and I appreciate you guys hanging out, listening to the YouTube. If any of this has impacted you in a positive way or a negative way, you can let me know about that. But in a positive way, I would highly appreciate if you told one person about this channel. I'm going to keep making videos that are hopefully valuable to you so you can apply some of these principles to your day-to-day, to the life that you're living and the path that you're walking down. All right, we'll focus primarily on tactical and applicable action that you can take to elevate in any area of your life. While the Hidden Summit team and I specialize in nutrition and movement to help your health, I focus a lot on mindset and the things outside of the gym and outside of the kitchen. And today is one of those topics. And I want you to know that when you begin a new adventure, you're going to suck at whatever it is that you're doing. Or there's a high likelihood. Like we have some outliers who are just great at everything. Congratulations to you. I don't happen to be one of them. And I want to share with you today how you cannot suck at something eventually. So understand, one, you're going to be bad at something when you begin, and two, it doesn't have to be that way forever. And I want to give you a simple formula to think on anytime that you start something and you quit, or if you're stopping yourself from starting something, think about this and then take action so that you can not suck at it eventually. Now there's two areas that we need to focus on today, and one is going to be time and one is going to be volume. And I've spoken about this before, but when you have time and you have volume, you have two areas. One is going to go days, minutes, months, years, however you want to look at time. The time you do something, the better you'll get. But to increase, and I'll put it this way, try and make a little map, scale, chart, whatever you want to call it. You have time and you have volume. So the longer that you do something, odds are that you can get better at it. So if you just do something and you do it the bare minimum, over time you get a little bit better at something and then you can quit, or you can get a little bit better at something and then you stop. However it works, it could be a slow growth in that area, whether it be getting better at the gym, getting stronger, getting leaner, losing fat, right? The things that I like to do. Or if it's like, how do I learn how to make a YouTube page? I'm pretty bad at this right now, but over time I plan on getting better. Now, the more that we do something in a given time frame, the odds are you're going to get better at it. If I have this YouTube page, for example, it's January, I've been posting a video every day. I'm getting a little bit better at it every single day along the way. So the more effort and reps I get in that period of time, the odds are that I'll be able to excel if I keep doing it. There was a funny note, fact, data point when it comes to YouTube that deterred me for a while from starting. There's so many YouTube pages, there's so many podcasts out there. Why would anybody come and listen to this one? Hopefully we can relate to one another and you have some similar interests that I have, and what I'm providing you is valuable and you can keep coming back, whether you're entertained or educated, whatever works for you. I hope that's why you're here. And the fact is that I started 3 podcasts and I only got to 3 episodes on 2 of them. And that's the common denominator amongst most podcasts and YouTube pages. People will start and they realize that there's a lot of energy and effort, volume, that's needed to be put into those things, and then they'll do a couple episodes and it'll become hard. They won't look forward to it and they stop. They'll go really hard and then they'll stop. So they don't have a lot of reps and time put into it. And for me, this is something I wanted to take this low, slow approach on. And it reminded me of the first self-help book I ever read, which is called The Slight Edge. I cannot name the author right now. I'll put it in the notes below. But The Slight Edge was something that I read when it was handed to me. The story goes, I was working in a Tommy Bahama at the time. Yes, I had my Hawaiian shirt on, and probably part of why I still wear Hawaiian shirts from time to time. I do enjoy them, nice and comfortable. And this guy comes into the store. His name happens to be Ed. And I was talking with Ed and just providing good customer service, asking about him, learning his name, showing interest, listening. A lot of Dale Carnegie's 6 principles to get someone to like you, because he was there with his wife and his wife was shopping. So we were just shooting the shit and having a good time. But Ed actually left the store and he came back and he gave me his card. He's, hey, if you want to learn from me and come to this meeting, like, I want to help you, because I would imagine that someone like yourself doesn't want to work here forever. And I was like, oh, I was young at the time. I was like, tell me more. Actually ended up being wrong place, wrong time. And he took me to an Amway meeting, which was which was quick start at the time. So when they went online, it was an MLM sales scheme. But it opened my eyes to a lot of what we can do to move forward. And it taught me a few life lessons along the way. I have no problem with Ed. I think he's a good guy. He's super successful. He was pitching me at the time, like, wake up at noon every single day, and I never have to wake up before midday, and I'm making money while I sleep. And I was like, that's interesting. Tell me more. But he handed me this book called The Slight Edge. And he said, read this, and then when you're done reading it, let me know. And we keep in touch from time to time still. Like, he's very successful, and if he wants to keep doing his thing, great, and I'm doing my thing, which is awesome. I love what I get to do every single day. But this book was the first self-help book I ever read. And I was in my 20s, right? I didn't like reading. I didn't enjoy it. I was bored. Maybe it was the ADD brain that I had. And what I want to tell you from the book, because I do suggest that you go read it, is that, and it was really this basic principle right here. And I'll create another scale. And if you can't see this, I'll try and explain it the best I can, this chart. Words are hard in the morning. And basically, we'll just have a line. And this line will be decisions that we make. So it's going from left to right. And the whole idea with the slight edge is 1% better. And every time we make a choice, it's going to lead us to where we want to go, or it's going to stop us from where we want to go. But the thing is, like, you don't see these changes happen right away. For instance, before this new year started, I felt like I was slipping when it came to waking up on time. I was sleeping in a lot more. I wasn't getting the work done. I was like, maybe I didn't track my food every single day, but I was still making healthy choices. Maybe I didn't follow the workout plan that I wanted to follow, and I would cut corners. I was still staying healthy. But the truth is, that's a slippery slope, because if you make these 1% decisions that don't benefit you, and this goes with our core values of vision, integrity, and perseverance, which I'll get to at another time. If I'm seeing where I want to go, but I'm not holding the integrity to do what it is that I'm saying I want to do, especially when no one's watching, I'm not going to get to where it is that I want to be, vision. And then when times get hard, I'm more likely not going to make that 1% decision to help myself get better. So the thing with 1% decisions is most people, including yourself, I would imagine, think they're doing the right thing, but maybe they're letting little decisions slip, like getting up on time or going to bed on time, or hitting their protein goal, or finishing their reps at the gym with purpose and integrity, right? Maybe they're not spending the time with their significant other that they say that they want to spend, or they're spending too much time at work, or whatever the situation is. What that's going to do in any given situation is take you on the straight path, and before you know it, there's a quick drop off. And we fall off the path when we want to get up here, and we realize that, oh, it's too late, and you quit. The other side is when you make that 1% decision. Me waking up at 5 a.m. today does not help me get better. I don't feel awesome waking up at 5 a.m., but I know that over time, this consolidated interest of this 1% decision is going to allow me to eventually have this slow rise up and to the right, where I can get to where it is that I want to go. Because when you make the positive decision, what you're putting in is time and volume. Like the amount of time that you do something, you're more likely going to get better at it, which is going to improve your ability to take on opportunities in the future, and then the amount of reps that you take in that time, it's going to allow you to get better at it as well. So the time and volume game doesn't mean you have to be perfect. This isn't the perfect graph. This is the 1% better every day graph to not suck at something and put yourself in a position to win. So how do you not suck at something is simple. 1, know that it's going to take time, and 2, know that you're going to be bad at it in the beginning. 3, have a plan and stick to that plan so you get 1% better. Integrity. Know where you want to go. Vision. Integrity. Do what it is that you say that you're going to do. And when you don't feel like doing it anymore, the 3-episode example, do episode 4. Even if episode 4 is like the least desirable episode to do, and episode 4 is the thing that you are trying to avoid at all costs because you don't feel like doing it, do it anyway. Perseverance, vision, integrity, perseverance allows time and volume to take place so you do get 1% better over time and you don't fall off and end up down here with regret, right? So we can say this is winning, W, and we can say this is R, regret, loss, however you want to look at it. But the truth is, you're going to suck at it in the beginning. I've seen so many people go into the gym and try and go all in on day 1, and they want to be up here, and then they just fall off. And they're like, oh, I'm too sore, I can't go back. It hurts. But if they went in and they did 1 push-up on day 1, and 2 push-ups on day 2, and 3 push-ups on day 3, and 4 push-ups on day 4, they can get through that whole week, and then they're putting in more time and volume, energy, and effort to get 1% better and not try and be at 100 on day 1. So what is it that you want to be good at, that you want to see success in, that you want to start winning at, and what you're not taking action on? Think about that. There are more principles in this book that come to mind as I'm starting to talk about it. And one of them is maybe what you want isn't in alignment with what you actually want. Huh? What does that mean? So that means, and the example that they give in the book is that most people who excel, let's say I'll just use the example they give in the book because that's what's coming to mind right now. There's an example they give in the book. It's someone who is the best housekeeper at a 5-star hotel. She can do everything to perfection, and that is her calling. She can go and she cleans the room and she dusts the room and she makes the bed and she sets everything up perfectly so that when the guests come in, they feel like they're at home. To the point where she is so in tune with what it means to set up a great hotel room that she falls on the bed. Because what's the first thing you do in a hotel room? You lay down on the bed and you're like, oh, I just traveled all day. I had a stressful time at the airport. I had to deal with TSA. They checked my protein in my bag. And I'm like, it's just protein, guys. Come on, look at me. And then you get to the hotel after sitting in traffic and fighting the Uber driver because they're talking too much or whatever it is. And you get to the hotel room, you put your bag down, you throw your coat on the chair, you hang it up in the closet, and you lay down on the bed and you look up and the ceiling looks crystal clear. It's perfect, spotless. This is what this woman did. This is the exactness of what she did every single day to make sure that people would come in and have the experience of a lifetime. What happened to that woman, though? They made her into a manager. They gave her a chance to level up. And when she went into that managerial role, that next level of what she thought she wanted, she couldn't do the job. She wasn't prepared to manage people. And that was challenging for her because she was so good at what she did before that what she thought she wanted didn't necessarily align with what she wanted. So she went back to doing what she did before and she lived a happier life. So in this game of time and volume and VIP, vision, integrity, perseverance, ask yourself, question mark, is what your vision is aligned with what it is you truly desire? Because if it isn't, you can find success, especially today, 2024, with whatever it is that you want to do. If you want to be the best video editor, go practice video editing. Go to YouTube. If you want to be a health and fitness coach, go be a health and fitness coach. That doesn't necessarily mean you want to be a business owner. Because I'll tell you today, like what I do in running a business is completely different than what I did when I was a coach. And luckily I enjoy what I'm doing, but if I didn't, I would go back to solely being a coach. And whatever that situation is, make sure that what your desire is aligns with what your vision is and not what someone else tells you that you should do. Because just because you're good at one thing doesn't mean you necessarily can't be good at the other thing, but more importantly, do you want to be good at it? So know where it is you want to go. Understand that you're going to suck. It takes time and volume. It takes a 1% decision with it, which is integrity. And eventually, over time, especially after moments where you don't want to do it anymore, through perseverance and making that one little seemingly insignificant choice, you'll get better at it. Just like I plan to do with these videos. So I'll leave you with that today. Have an amazing Thursday, and I'll see you guys soon. Thanks.